BagFuel, baby.
Let's just start it. You see who we got in the set. It's BagFuel, Hynaken, Esso.
Everyone sees Sounds Official in the building. And we got a guest today. I'm not going to say special guest because that's tired, but we got a official guest today.
His face, son.
I got my guy Ish up in this building today, you know what I'm saying?
Second most famous light-skinned nigga in media. Well, no.
Who first?
No, it's Joe, then Elliot, then you. That's a good hierarchy.
I'm down 40 spots on that list, nigga.
Who else?
Light skin?
Speedy light skin.
Drama, man, nigga.
Me, I'm talking about media.
Drama just started a pod.
Oh, he did. But his pod, that ain't the same. Come on, stop.
So he's a media, well, he's been had a show on Sirius, but we don't look at him as a media dude.
I'm appreciative, my nigga. I'm honored. Thank you, dog.
I like the convo we was having before the camera turned on, and you said something very profound, like we always receive the information late. Why do you think that we have a tough time receiving the information from somebody that's feeding it? Because he was like, if Jay said it or if Puff said it, we jump to it real quick.
True.
Which I know that. We're not downplaying them.
Nah, I think it's conditioning. Two ways. Like the neighborhoods we come from, pardon me, the neighborhoods we come from, the people that we looked up to. This is one of the bad things to me in our culture. We visual.
Yeah.
Like black people visual. You know what I'm saying? If I come to you and be like, yo, you should do X, Y, and Z. I'm like, yeah, all right, whatever, nigga. I'm driving the Cherokee. Whatever, nigga. If I pull up in that shiny Lambo, you'll give me your mother's social. Like, niggas will give you everything. You know what I'm saying? Like, yo, you pull up with, you know what I mean? Niggas will give you, yo, what you need? What's up? Yo, I'll meet you at 7 in the morning. Yeah. That's how we are. If we could see it, we'll believe it. But so that's why we, even in our culture with girls, all that shit, niggas get the cars before they get the houses because the girl don't see the house.
Yeah.
You can't put the house on your back and ride around with the shit, but you could pull up in that thing. Niggas be living in their mother attic, but got a $200,000 car outside. Yeah. And guess where the chick's gonna stay?
In the
right
attic.
Upstairs in that hot ass attic and give it up. So that's what we've been kind of conditioned to. We seen the hustlers, we seen the pimps, we seen the drug dealer niggas because they had shit. So we immediately respect it because we saw it. Whereas with other cultures, these niggas money be longer than train smoke, but you won't know.
Chilling. Like
these niggas got on a t-shirt. T-shirt might cost $700.
Think about it.
You know what I'm saying? Jeans might cost $900. You don't know. So we kinda
like if Esso and I get on the train, it's gonna be like, what's going on? Something's wrong. But Keanu Reeves is on the train. Oh my God, he's so down to earth. This guy's amazing.
Yes.
If they see this guy on the A train, it's a big story. Yo, what's going on? You know, it's huh? What?
Y'all not
Am I bugging or not?
Y'all not gonna see me on the A train now.
Yeah, I know. But imagine what the story would be. Ish, if you on the A train, you and Joe and Ice and Queens Flip, what's gonna happen?
It is. I mean, it's who? Come on, stop it.
And guess what? It made the news.
Yeah.
How you know he took the train? There you go. He made the news. Everybody know Puff.
What's that?
It's a big deal. It's a big deal if he take the train. But
what's
it's
your
funny.
thoughts, S?
A rich dude could do whatever they want, which is backwards. Because you would think that the rich dude would be the one that you would keep of standard. Why you want to train? Why do you not have this? Why you not have that? But the dude that has less, or the person, even a female that has less, they always out there trying to prove theyself.
Conditioning.
You know what I'm saying? So you're trying to prove yourself through fashion. You're trying to prove yourself through keeping your hair cut every week, although you might not be able to afford it. You got to keep fresh wheels on your feet. You got to get a good car. You told me niggas work 2 jobs just to have a nice car.
Pay the car note.
And have no
insurance.
Yeah.
Work 2 jobs. So you fighting against yourself. The number one thing that I tell people when they talk to me about money, because when you're working for yourself, you're gonna go through peaks and valleys. I always say this. So there's times like 2 months ago, my money was coming in like a flurry. Last month, it slowed down. Right now, this shit's picking up. But my key to my success is I work not to live beyond my means. Okay? When you ask me what car did I have, yeah, I got a black Grand Cherokee, right? But my wife also has a 750. I'd let her get the 750 because she wanted to enjoy something. I didn't agree with it. Follow what I'm saying?
No, I'm saying.
I'm the type of person, get a Accord, keep the money in our pocket, let's keep saving, and then when we dumb out, we dumb out, whereas you don't got to worry about the $1,500 car note and all the rest of that shit. Although I'm blessed that we didn't have to worry about that, but I'm cool with my Grand Cherokee and I can eat out every day. I can
Live
pay
life.
my bills. I can go on vacation. I still could live life. I'm not whoring myself behind a mortgage and a car note. Live within your means.
The whoring, like Ish was saying, that's the
It's a
standard.
conditioning,
Yeah.
yo. Like we a lot of us come from our conditions that we like. I've known you for
Over 20 years.
20-something years. So I understand where you come from. A lot of us didn't have two parents. A lot, you know what I'm saying? Like, so what happens is we've been conditioned and we've been fucked up so long that niggas remember getting picked on in the 5th grade.
Yup.
You know what I'm saying?
Forget that.
Niggas remember not having your sneakers leaning. So now you'll do anything in your power to not have to feel that again. You get what I'm saying?
Revisiting trauma.
Yeah, but where we started off, we see, like you said, like if such and such tell you some shit, like if Jay tell you, it's gospel. Because
It's
Jay
gospel.
is proving himself. But if another thing is, if the white man tell you, we look at the white man like they ice is colder than ours. And so we'll follow what them niggas say, damn near verbatim too.
Yes.
Yo, dog, I swear, I've told people shit, right? And they won't listen. But let their white accountant tell them, yo, the accountant makes $1.50, nigga. And you'll listen to what they saying because we have been conditioned to think that these niggas is better than us.
Do you think you're ahead of your time? Because currently now you've been a personality for 2 years. Now people are saying, yo, Ish is really bringing value. But you're not saying anything different than when you first got on the microphone.
No.
But
Actually, I was
it
a
takes-
little bit more vocal back then. When I first came, I was a little vocal. Like, we kind of pivoted a little bit on the show because I was kind of making it. They teased me because I'll be making the show too serious. You get what I'm saying?
But it's needed. It's balanced.
It's a balance, though.
Yeah.
But what I'm saying is, I just don't think I don't flash. I'm not a flashy dude. Like I had this watch for 10 years. You get what I'm saying? I'm not a flashy dude, so I think that
I said that. I'm just laughing, Ish, because I said that's probably Ish behind me because Ish ain't spending his money on the whole on the wild crazy kitted out car. I said
Yeah,
that.
but the things you have is still like echelon valuable possessions, more or less. You feel
But
me?
you won't know it.
You think this average person? I think the average person can look and say, your car note would be for a car like that at least $1,200, depending on credit and shit like that. Depending on write-offs.
Dog, but I
Go for it.
yeah, I guess. But even for me, 2 years ago, I was driving a F-150 with smoke coming out.
Was it a Raptor?
No, nigga, it was about, like, again, and I can speak for him because, I known him so long. Dog, I've been off the porch a long time.
Yeah.
So a lot of shit that niggas is just doing, I did when I was 17.
Yeah.
I did when I was 18. My friends, like, for the people that know me, y'all know some of my friends. Like, my friends was getting money for 30 years. So I was the little nigga, but I was jumping out the drop top and we leaving the top down going in the skating rink.
Yeah.
And nobody touches nothing in the car. We make our own parking spot. You get what I'm saying? I'm jumping out going to the skating rink. Nobody. That's shit that niggas is experiencing at 45 and 50.
Yeah.
I was doing it at 18, 19. So I don't necessarily feel the need to show that stuff because I played in that game before. You know what I'm saying?
But I'm gonna be real, Ish, and I'm gonna jump in on a different end. We wasn't never showing the stuff. Because back then, when we were doing it and niggas had shit, like niggas had apartments when nobody had apartment. I had an apartment at 17 in Baltimore. I had a car.
He did.
I had a car when nobody had a car. I was throwing parties with my own cash money. I was selling weed off the money I got from my school loans. I was going for it. Nigga.
Okay.
Any girl that was there, I was touching it. I was going nuts. You know what I'm saying? So now, of course, when you get to this time, you're gonna look back and say, I'm not gonna do that, but we wasn't doing it then.
That's true.
But
So I think
technically
we
you
was-
I've always been a
was.
clothes nigga. I wasn't no car. Like, my friends was, like, you got some niggas that really care about cars.
Yeah.
I'm talking about they just gonna keep
Yeah.
some wet shit. That's just
All
in
day.
that's in
DJ
they
Clue.
wheelhouse.
DJ
That's
Clue
in they
gonna keep
wheelhouse.
something wet all day.
But then you got some niggas that don't really care about cars much. They care about clothes. I was a clothes dude. Yeah. So being dumb, I would spend my last on some clothes like rent.
He was always
I
fresh.
pay some rent later, but I buy some clothes now.
And
You feel
fresh
what I'm saying?
butters. He always had fresh butters.
But that's, to me, that is the showing off. It might not have been on social
It is.
media.
No, it is.
But like you saying you have an apartment at 17, and I've been around you. I already know when you're young and you have a fresh, clean apartment, girls ain't used to that. They go in a nigga shit at 30.
It's a layup.
It's a layup. They're like, no, you got a
don't.
bookshelf and a coffee table.
It's a slam. No,
the
it's a
funny part
slam
is,
dunk.
Them niggas had the
Fully furnished,
Them
nigga.
niggas had the 2-story.
Yeah.
Them niggas had the duplex. Them niggas had the duplex.
Don't tell these niggas, because they don't know. I be trying to tell these niggas this. They don't know. Hold on, let me shake it.
Them niggas had the duplex at 18. Like, yo, come on.
nigga. Pulling
You
up like
cheating.
what?
Yeah.
nigga?
Cheating.
That's showing off, because then
It wasn't
the word
down
is gonna
there, though.
I mean, but the word gets out, because then you get, like, when I was living down south, can I borrow some sugar? Yeah, come on in.
Yeah, give me
what
some
black
su-
girl? Yeah,
give
come
me some
on in.
sugar.
They know, they gonna tell, like, them niggas shits is clean.
yeah.
You know how a girl go in your bathroom, she look under the toilet bowl in the
Everything.
back? When that shit clean, she
Corners
like,
is clean.
corners is clean, no cobwebs. It's up. You know that.
And, I mean, it's funny because me and Ish merged in a different way. We merged playing basketball. We was rocking with Sylvia.
Gotcha.
So when me and Ish first met, we clicked instantly. Immediately. Like it was no pause and no nothing. You know what I'm saying? So we clicked. So we was like kindred spirits. Like he was from Jersey. I was also the young nigga that had the drug dealers, and I was, they was coming down to my parties, and we was rocking off. But I always kept my own distance because I never wanted to get wrapped up in that other side of life. Right?
I got a question for both of y'all. Y'all both came into this game, this media game, at the same time. Y'all both have made some landmark shifts. Why do you feel like y'all was able to really shift the mind frame a little bit?
You want to go on?
Yeah, you go ahead.
Yes. Because it's different.
For me, like, I can speak for myself. I think for me, not even on no cocky shit.
Go for it.
I think it's diversity for me. Like, I could talk about a whole bunch of different shit, whereas everybody can't do that. Like, I got friends that still are, some of them, knee deep in the street. So I have a knowledge of that life.
Yeah.
And I played a little bit. I wasn't them.
Yeah.
But I got niggas doing life.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? I got mad niggas that I've lost in my life to streets. They got me personally, I got shot twice, point blank, right? Niggas right here. So I could talk that, but I've been to college. You've been to college. We could talk that. I worked in corporate America. I could talk that. I was on a medium level in corporate America in my 20s. I wasn't an executive, but I was mid-level in my 20s. Had I stayed on that path, I would have been an executive by now. So I could talk that. I was an entrepreneur. I haven't had a job in 20 years. I could talk that. You get what I'm saying? So everybody, I've fucked with a lot of women in my life. I could talk that. A lot of people can't. You get what I'm saying? So I think, and I can speak for him because I know him and a lot of his walk of life. Everybody can't touch on all of those things.
And that's what I
told him. A nigga might know the music business, but not know no other business. A nigga might have know street shit, but don't know no corporate shit. You get what I'm saying? A nigga might know, they might be a specialist in certain things.
Finance.
But they can't, like, it's like a spider web. Like, I could reach out. Even if I know a little bit, I could have a conversation about a whole bunch of shit. And for him, I know him, so he could do the same thing. That's rare, especially from black men. You get what I'm saying? Like, that's rare for black men. So I think that's why we kind of are making a pal a little bit.
Yeah. I'm going to build on the diversity part. I think the diversity comes from the fact that we actually have experience.
Yeah, and
I say it's a lot of people that's doing this talking on camera and they don't have experience in doing things. We have experience in failing. We have experience in niggas looking for niggas on the street. Nigga tried to kill me in 01 and I survived it. Niggas know that. You know what I'm saying? That's no secret. So you got the experience with the women and all these dudes be talking about chicks and all that. Nah.
Y'all both shaky.
Nah. You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying nah. Because I bought niggas on camera that has mentioned my shit. I don't even gotta mention it, nigga. You know what I'm saying? So when you have the experience and both of us tried to sell drugs, it wasn't for me. I told niggas, as soon as niggas said check a fiend, that's not in my business thing. I don't want to check no fiends. I'm not smacking no grown men up, beating niggas up and all that. Certain things wasn't for me, so I knew I had to make the best out of my party throwing.
Sure.
And Ish was there. I was throwing parties against crews of
As a
niggas.
kid.
As a kid, against crews of niggas.
Yeah.
These niggas was at college for 6 years by that time, and it was 40 of them together. Am I lying? And they were all putting their money together, throwing parties, and it was little old 18-year-old me like, yo, I got 8,000. I'm gonna make it happen. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So that's
In another state.
in another
That's
state.
tough.
I was in Baltimore City. You
another
know what I'm
state.
saying? So when you take those things and you take the experience of losing money, not eating, having to get back to New York, learning to poly with Don Pooh and fucking Dame Dash when they didn't even know you when you was a kid. You know what I'm saying? Throwing money in with the Month of the Man tour, then going to play basketball still for money, stealing from Nordstrom's.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
At Nordstrom's, what?
Stealing from
No,
Nordstrom's.
nigga.
Taking shit back.
The Nordstrom's take back was how niggas paid rent in college.
Yo, tell him, yo,
Dog,
you going?
Ferragamo's, the Nordstrom's used to write the number on the bottom.
Yes.
Nigga, you down? These shits cost $280.
Yes, nigga, you put them on your feet, you walk out.
Nigga.
You bring them back the next day, 2 days later, and they be like, yo, we only could give you up to $150 in cash. We'll have to mail you a check. A check is fine, bro. I need that for my
Here
rent.
you go, right here.
That's how
Here
we
you.
paid.
So again, those experiences, and it is again, that niggas had at 18, 19, 20, 21. Some niggas is just experiencing at 40.
That's a fact.
You get what I'm saying? Like, niggas is still out here picking their girlfriend based off how she look.
Yeah. Yo.
I'm lying?
Yo.
I'm lying?
That went over their head, though. Because niggas gonna watch the camera like, of course we're doing that. Shot right over the nigga head.
You get what I'm saying? Niggas is doing that. Like, niggas out here, they girl be fly. She can't conjugate a verb. Nigga, she can't go to the PTA meeting and really have quality conversations with the teachers. I know niggas that we all know,
Of course.
they girl couldn't do 6th grade homework with their kids.
Nope. But
That's who you pick as your
a fact.
queen? Okay.
Yo.
Okay.
I got a question for you,
Okay.
though. I got a question for you, though, on some real shit. When y'all first started off with Joe, and what's the other dude named Ice, right? When it was just you and Ice, I felt like that y'all didn't have the same chemistry that he had with Rory and Maul from the beginning. But y'all chemistry is up now. To me.
I'm listening.
What changed, if anything?
Nothing. Joe, Rory, and Maul, niggas don't want to give Joe his flowers.
Okay.
We might not be in this room had it not been for Joe Budden.
I agree with that. He's the
Right?
pioneer of doing
niggas
this shit.
really don't be wanting to give him his flowers. Joe is abrasive. Joe, you know what I mean? Joe wow sometimes. But when these niggas made a path, Joe, Rory, and Maul made a path. You understand what I'm saying? So based on whatever they did, it's hard to come behind that, period, my nigga.
Okay.
Like, it's hard to come behind that, and people know what they know. They like what they like. It's hard to transition niggas off of new shit. You know what I'm saying? When old Aunt Viv left, it took a long time for niggas to accept the new Aunt Viv. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, I got you.
So when we came, and we just brought a different dynamic to the show. Like, I'm talkative, again, our experiences. So I think Joe could go places with me on a show that he couldn't necessarily go with them because they couldn't address all of those things. Like, they weren't parents, so we couldn't have parental conversations. They didn't never work in corporate America. We couldn't talk about some of that shit. So again, that diversity that Ice and I brought, they didn't necessarily do with them. with Rory and Maul, it was the drop dead funny. I'm at work. I use these niggas to get me through my work day because I hate this fucking job, and these niggas have me in stitches all day long. That was the value of the Joe Budden podcast. It helped me get through my day comedically.
Yes.
When we came, it was a little more thought-provoking at that point. We could now jump into conversations about certain shit. And then, again, there's no shot to them. I fuck with Rory Maul.
No, it's cool.
No, I know. I'm just saying. So, but we could jump into conversations that they might not have been able to jump into on a more serious side. So now we talking about thought-provoking shit that's life-based, not necessarily music-based.
I think a factor too is, you know, the friendship. I don't know what Maul's friendship is with Joe now. I don't want to speculate, but how they were together is way different than how you and Joe know each other. That camaraderie from that.
Nah, that's not true.
You don't think so?
Maul knew Joe before. Maul and Joe got 20 years in.
That's what I'm saying. But
Maul and Joe have lived together for
that matters.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
That's what I'm
Me and Joe got that.
But listen to what I'm gonna say. I'm not taking the years. It's how you interact.
Oh, that's possibly.
Yeah, that interaction with what Joe and Maul has living together, what you have with Joe is a little bit different. So when it gets on camera,
it's different.
A person that's working a 9 to 5 that's expecting that energy from Maul and Joe, it ain't gonna be the same with y'all. Not to say it's trash.
Joe is strong-willed. I'm strong-willed.
Yeah.
So me and Joe could collide, and we can collide on camera. So when we got episodes on camera, we in full-out screaming matches at each other. They never saw that before on a pod.
Yeah.
Like, they didn't necessarily, because again, some of the topics weren't as serious. So they didn't necessarily challenge Joe on camera. You know what I'm saying? Like, Joe is a strong alpha. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's male energy. You know what I'm saying? Man, you could get in here and start arguing about rap or ball or whatever the case may be. We can be in full-fledged screaming matches. You know what I'm saying? So that's just guy shit. We know it to be guy shit. People on screen don't know that. You know what I'm saying? So the dynamic is definitely different. Plus, also, what people really don't understand is for a long point of Rory and Maul, I think maybe 3-4 years, they were shooting one episode a week. And then when they got, I think, the Spotify deal, it went to 2 days a week. Me and Ice walked in the door shooting 4 or 5 episodes a week. My nigga, the Joe Budden Podcast works harder than any podcast out. Bar none.
People don't understand the workload.
We shoot 4 to 5 episodes a week. Our normal pods are 3 hours.
That's a real work schedule.
And then behind the scenes on Patreon, we giving niggas 2.5 hours a pop. Nobody, especially in the black podcasting space, pods 12, 14 hours a week. Nobody. So if you gave me and Ice the ability to come in and shoot 1 3-hour pod a week.
Got you.
Throw that, y'all.
The only person who was doing that, though?
Huh?
Me and Flip. We're the only people who was doing that before.
Y'all shooting content.
No.
Oh.
We was doing podcasts before. Like, we was there, like, 8 hours straight sometimes.
But here's the thing.
We don't leave till 11, 12 o'clock sometimes at night. Nigga, if you watch the Joe Budden Podcast,
you see
the sun be out.
Yeah.
The sun be out. But on the Patreon episodes, it be dark. You feel what I'm saying? We there from in the morning to the nighttime. So again, nothing against Rory Maul and my niggas. What I'm saying is that if you gave me and Ice never having no broadcasting media experience, none of that. Ice did. Ice had a little pod that he did, I think like 7 to 8 episodes. But if you gave us the ability to come in with a week's worth of topics and information,
that's what I want to get
my nigga, and only shoot 1 pod a week, do you know what the fuck I would have been doing on them cameras?
It's concentrated.
They would have had me on Law and Order by now.
Yeah. And that's what I wanted to talk about.
Like, yo, dog, we have to get 16 hours of content where some niggas do 3 in a week.
Yep.
So now we got to kind of ration out. Yo, we got to save that for Patreon, right? We got to save that for this. We got to save that for that. So us doing 4 to 5 episodes and niggas be guest-based. You know how much pressure that take you off when you guest-based? I could bring Snoop in.
He's up for the month.
Nigga, Snoop is so interesting that you can have a 10-hour conversation with Snoop. That takes pressure off the podcaster. All you got to do is have good conversation. Quality. Yo, dog, so how you get the Corona deal? He gonna go into 20 minutes of that. Right? How you do da-da-da? He gonna go into 20 minutes of that. Bring up some Pac, bring up some Suge, they gonna give you the interview. That takes mad pressure off the podcaster. Nigga, we not guest-based. You feel what I'm saying? We shooting 14 hours of talking in a week. Some niggas don't do that in a month. So again, no shot to them. The pivot was way more than just chemistry.
Mm-hmm.
It was work. And we fresh off the street. No nothing, no experience, no nothing. Learning on the fly. So if you saying that the chemistry is better, we learned some more shit. You know what I'm saying? We learned some more shit. Like, I don't know nothing about
got better.
Voice inflection. I don't know none of that. I'm turning my head, mic right here.
Mm.
You get what I'm saying? I'm talking to you, we arguing, the mic right here. You can't even hear what I'm saying. Just certain shit like that came along. You get what I'm saying? Came along, and you gotta pick your spot.
When it comes to the topics, like, because, you know, a lot of shows, they want to be very particular what they speak on. They want to stay away from things. 16 hours, that means everything is
on the board.
Everything is on the board.
It's on the board. Everything is on the board. And you got to understand, too, even for Joe, when Joe and them first came, Joe was shooting.
What you mean?
Joe was making the headlines every week for something controversial that he might have said.
Okay, I remember.
Now, it's business. They was doing that shit for free. Now it's business. So now your mind state has to change. The shit that you said at 18, you won't say at 38 because you understand the ramifications behind your words. So a lot of people will say, like, Joe lost some of the edge. No, nigga, I just got smarter and I understand that this could...
Yep, there you go.
I think that's a smart move.
Even Flip...
Trying to do the work.
But even
Flip is chilling.
Flip is seeing another side of the business.
Yep.
He's seeing another side of the business. That's my man. Like, I talk to Flip on the phone 4 or 5 times a week. He will. He will. But I think even in Flip's trying to tone that down because now Flip sees a bigger bag. Nigga, Flip is doing shit with the WWE wrestling. That's money. So now the shit I used to could do on Jamaica Avenue, I can't do no more. You get what I'm saying? So even with the Joe Budden podcast as a whole, shit that Joe might have said 7 years ago, he won't say today. So that's some of the edge of the show too.
Because I notice with Joe, sometimes it throws people off when a host or a person who's a personality, they'll pause a little bit. You'll see them think before they speak. And people are like, what's taking them so long? That person's like, man,
I want to address this topic, but I got to formulate my words accordingly so
I don't look crazy and get blown up.
But I still want to be edgy enough to make the
show good.
No, I want to be edgy enough to make it go viral.
That's what I meant when I say good.
The negativity goes viral the most.
Because that's where we come from. That's life.
Yeah.
That's beef. That's not a black thing. That's not a white thing. That's just a life thing. Niggas gravitate to the mess. I think that, this is my personal opinion, I think that most people's lives is fucked up.
I said this.
I was just about to, I didn't want to cut you off. I was about to say, who is excited about waking up? And I'm glad you said that, because I talked to Hynaken about this, and I talked to Ghost about this too inside the car. I said, yo, this day went really well. I picked up a check for me and Clue. Everybody was praising us. Yo, you doing your thing, you doing your thing. That next day, right, I floated to the bank. I was feeling so good, right? I floated. The same bank that I go to, I'll be like, Hynaken, I'm going to pick up money. This shit taking me forever. And then I caught myself and I said, yo, Hyn, I said, this is going good because I feel good. I'm walking good. And then I start talking to people about companionship. I told him too, I said, companionship motivates motherfuckers. You need motivation sometimes. It's things within companionship of a woman that you can't see, you only could feel. I said that all of these people need motivation and they don't have it. Why? Because they not excited about waking up to their life every day. So since they're negativity breeds negativity. Think about when we in the gutter.
I'm saying that as like the black, because
I'm gonna give you
No, he's about
Nico, right? He posts positive shit, and this shit goes crazy. And I always ask, like, how do you post this positive shit? You got people supporting businesses.
Got a different fan base.
That's
Yeah,
his
it's a
fan
different
base.
fan base.
Listen to
But
this.
why is us as
I'm
black
explaining.
people, we only support the negative bullshit?
Listen,
Think about this,
go
right?
back again. When you
It's
said
the
people,
white people's country.
Hold on.
No,
What are you
but
talking
Hold
about?
on.
It's they fucking country
Hold on,
too.
one at a time.
It just ain't a black person country.
Go back, Ish. When you said people's lives are fucked
think about
up.
this.
Expand
Your
on that.
life is fucked up. Right?
Yep.
Boom. You be happy when you hear some negative
Thank
shit
you.
about Kim Kardashian. You be happy when you hear some negative shit about Kanye. You
Relatability.
You know what that does is? Yo, they fucked up too.
Dude,
Good.
like me.
You happy that they fucked up.
They fucked up too.
You be happy that they.
that's
Bro, I
facts.
swear to God, I just had this conversation on the podcast.
Misery loves company.
Bro, you happy because it gives you they not the all I seeing.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
they got problems too. You want to hear about their problems because your life is fucked up. All you see of them is the yachts, the cars, the clothes.
Shopping
So
spree.
now when they marriage is fucked up or when they kids committed a crime or you be happy like they normal too.
And then they call their girlfriend to cheer them up like, see, babe,
I
you
told
ain't
you.
the only one
Yes.
that's going through that.
Yes.
Look at what Kim Kardashian's going through.
Bro, listen, I had this conversation on
That's
the pod
relatability.
yesterday.
Mhm.
Bro, I didn't know that Lipstick Alley existed.
What the fuck is that? What's Lipstick Alley?
See? Bro, I didn't know that Reddit existed.
I know about Reddit.
I didn't, right? Because I had a whole different life.
What's Lipstick Alley?
Bigger than Reddit.
Yeah.
It's like it's like for what I heard is 15, 20 years in. It's a vlog or a blog site where they just talk about everybody. My nigga, people wake up at 8 a.m, taking shots at your mother, your kids.
Going for it.
It's crazy.
Lipstick Alley?
Yes,
Yeah,
bro.
it's been around
So
for
what I'm
years.
saying is I didn't know that existed where people wake up and just talk negative hate to motherfuckers all day long.
But have y'all noticed, and y'all tell me if I'm wrong, because I feel like I've seen this, the hate is at an all-time high
Yeah.
right now.
But
You know why?
Because it's cowards. Niggas is cowards. Yo, when we was young, if you said some shit,
You
a
had
nigga
to
could
face
find out
repercussions.
about
Yeah.
it, you get punched in your fucking face. Now you could sit behind a desk in Australia and just write the meanest shit that your brain could come up with no repercussions and no
And they're not
recourse.
showing their face.
No recourse. Some of the meanest niggas don't got no profile picture.
Yeah, they got the egg on they says what they call them.
They got what, you get what I'm saying?
I don't even pay attention to
Bro.
the motherfuckers.
So, my nigga, you could say whatever you want to say today with no consequences. When we was kids, you couldn't do that.
Someone's
So
coming
you
to see
watched your words, my
Yeah,
nigga,
you did.
because a nigga might see you.
Yeah,
you. Yeah.
facts.
You watched your
That
words,
was
a nigga might see
see you. That's a fact.
You get what I'm saying? And so today, they don't have that. They don't have
And
it.
also, Ish,
Niggas is mean, bro.
Yeah.
it's jealousy too.
But jealousy been around since the beginning of time.
But now, before, it was only but so many outlets to really gain popularity, mass. Television and radio and magazine. And you couldn't even see a person's face. You're doing how many views a month with Joe? Let's say 30 million.
Mhm.
And this happened in 2 years. There are people now who are like, I hate this guy.
Mhm.
He caught an alley-oop. He came out of nowhere. This is the same thing I told Esso. They don't understand the amount of work you put in, the friendship you've had, and you took the opportunity and you made it what it is. There are other people, like, they hate their job. They're doing 10 hours a week. 10 hours a day. They traveling. They're like, it just gets to sit around in an opulent place and have fun. We know what you do off camera with the real estate. You working.
But even
It's
on
just jealousy.
camera, right?
Mm-hmm.
My nigga, my life that I've lived
Yes,
allows me to share my experiences on the camera.
absolutely.
The life I live.
And people are offended by that.
My
though.
nigga, you just being Joe Friend don't qualify you to be on no podcast
I understand
and
that.
be successful or to
Mhm.
be good at it.
You're right.
You got
still
an
gotta
opportunity. You
talk.
still got to be good.
You gotta talk.
You got to be good.
I agree.
I can go back to the time when me and you was at Mood and you pulled up in the pickup truck and you was like, yo, I'm saying my real name because you know you was like, yo, Ran. I was like, what's up? You was like, I see you doing that pod and shit, but I'm about to be on Joe shit. And I was like, you are? You was like, I don't know if I want to do it.
I ain't want to do it.
And I was like, is you out your fucking mind? Before we parted ways, I said, is you out your fucking mind? And for a nigga like me to be doing this, I need somebody like you to be doing it too.
I didn't want to do it.
That's how we parted ways. And we didn't see each other in a minute after that. I said, I need you to be doing it too. You know what I'm saying? Right after that, you started doing the show. A year later, we met up at Sabor and all that and talked about how we was both growing, because I was on Mav's show at the time and you was on Joe's show at the time, and we were trying to put our thoughts together. You was telling me what I should be doing. I was giving you ideas of what you should be doing. I'm saying that because in this space, I feel like the financial growth is gonna come from the camaraderie amongst the people.
And we don't understand
that. Not Joe Buttons and Gilly and Rory and them. They up there, okay? Where the strength is gonna come from is the people that's like us, that's right under where they at, trying to get to that next level. All of these people have to have camaraderie, right? There's so many people that we've had on our show. Niggas ain't had us on their show. Straight up and down.
I believe you.
Yo, many. You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna talk about it. I get accounts like I told you about with the money. I spread the money amongst the same people and say, yo, I'm bringing something different to this space. I feel like us as because this space right here is another black people space to me. You know what I'm saying? It's another crabs in the barrel space. And now we're suffering from people not understanding how if we stick together, we're more powerful to those powers that be, because podcasting and YouTubing is still has a chance to move up. Because people will stop doing it now because they don't have a space ghost and they don't have a camera crew, and now they understand how
bigger than that. But go ahead.
But why is it bigger than that?
I think that when people see us doing some shit, they be like, "Oh, I could do that."
Oh, yo.
Niggas really think it's easy to cut these cameras on and have compelling conversation. And to be funny and to be inviting and to be engaging to where, fuck a million. If 100 people watch you every week, that's an accomplishment. You understand what I'm saying? Niggas think it's easy. Oh yeah, I barbershop talk all the time. And action.
And they freeze.
Even if they could get it off one episode. Now, nigga, you gotta come in and you gotta repeat them results every fucking week. Can you do that?
Luck and consistency are two things that can't be married. How can you be consistently lucky?
You can't.
Now, you, like Esso has said, you gotta be consistent that when luck comes in, you add that and you capitalize. But when somebody say you're always lucky, I'm like, nah.
I've never even heard nobody say that.
Yo, people be like, oh, he's lucky. Or she's been lucky to be here for 2 years and get it off
because
all the
what
time?
niggas think luck is, luck ain't.
They're dumb. And I was about to say, they're dumb. That's what I be saying. People,
their definition of luck is wrong.
People are dumb. So it's
that's
like
jealousy too.
But it's jealousy. They're dumb. It's all about with the people. It's all about what you allow to feed your brain. I explain this to people. I know niggas be dumb, right? So I'm not listening to niggas. I don't even entertain them. I'm not even letting their dumbness filtrate through my ear. I'm walking out the door.
Purified water.
I'm putting my headphones on. I'm acting like I'm getting a call, and I'm out of there. Other people sitting down and entertaining. It's like women that be with their best friend, right? And they know she a lying ass bitch, but she still talks to her.
They'll sit there.
And I'll be like, why are you talking to this broad when you know she's a liar? Oh, that's my friend. I can't have no friend that's a lying ass bitch. That's not what I do, because that's garbage. That's 90% of what the rest of the people is doing. So if you want to raise up and go to the next level, sometimes you have to be alone. Sometimes you have to. A lot of times you have to be alone within your thoughts. And I go back to everything: plot, plan, and put your plan into effect. That's what you have to do all the time. But I feel like we're not, as a people, we don't sit down and understand who we're around and how it pollutes our mind, our thoughts, and our negativity, and make you not want to get up and proceed.
Nigga, you never been in a room and a nigga walk in and they ain't even talk.
Yo.
They just fucked the whole room up.
Yo.
They didn't open their mouth.
It's the reason.
You know what I'm saying? They didn't open their mouth. Fuck the whole aura of the room up.
We was all on a conference call. I'm not gonna say who. We was laughing, smiling, having the time of our life. One dude came in, immediately we were all sad.
All they had to do was say, Hell, I'm not sad. I'm not gonna say sad. It didn't make me sad.
But it fucked the
Okay.
energy up in the room.
The energy was changed as soon as the motherfucker said hello.
Yeah, it was
everybody just was like, all right, well, let's see what this motherfucker got to say.
So think about that. So look, some motherfuckers be around that person 3 days a week, 4 days a week. My nigga, you never been in a spot and ain't nothing specifically negative, bad happened to you, but when you leave a spot, your energy be down, you feel drained, like something heavy on you. My nigga, I believe in that. You get what I'm saying? Like, my mother's religious, right? So they have a different view. We'll call it energy today. It's cliche, like, yo, nigga. Or hood niggas call it the vibes, whatever the fuck you want to call it, right? My mother and them used to be like, yo, that's the devil. Like, whatever the fuck you want to call it, my nigga, that shit exists and it's real. So when you're around positive people, like, what's the quote? You take your 5 closest friends, you somewhere in the middle of your 5 closest friends, right? So imagine if you got 5 friends that's doing fly shit. If you in the middle of that fly shit, you in a good place. You know what I'm saying? Yo, Steve, I went to Invest Fest last year. And the nigga not Steve Harvey, Tyler Perry was like, yo, his life, he relates to like a wheel going up. And the nigga was like, one of the baddest things when you start becoming successful is on that wheel, people gonna fly off. And he was like, yo, that shit, it hurts you because these are niggas you love. But we know our friends' strengths, weaknesses, we know. You know what I'm saying? Like, you might fuck with a nigga that, you know he really grimy, but y'all been friends since the 3rd grade. He ain't necessarily grime you out. But on that wheel going up, he might spin off. My nigga, you because you getting in different rooms and you going to different stratospheres and everybody can't come with you. Dog, even before you start going up, you got to start assessing some of the people that's around you consistently because they necessarily not good for you. Just because you known a nigga since 2nd grade or 8th grade, they really not a good person. You got to let them niggas lead. It ain't luck. It's not luck, my nigga. The definition of luck is what? When opportunity meets preparation.
Opportunity.
The prep ain't luck.
I agree.
Dog, if you came in here today and said, yo, I'm down on my luck-ish, I got this Rolex. Right? It's worth 20. Give me 9. Niggas went on vacation for the last 3 months and blew the 9 grand. You didn't prepare. If you would have saved that money, you could have taken advantage of that opportunity. That's not luck. My nigga, I prepared. Y'all niggas was in Cancun. Y'all niggas was over here in Turks. I didn't go. I got the 9 grand to buy the fucking $20,000 watch.
Simple.
You get what I'm saying? Whatever opportunity comes across your path, you got to be ready to receive it. In real estate, somebody's grandmother might have died, and they got a house free and clear. Yo, it's fucked up. I don't know how to renovate it. I'll take 200 for it. Everybody don't got the 200. Everybody don't have the means or the resources to get the 200. That preparation allowed them niggas to get that house. Of
course.
You get what I'm saying? So that's not luck. An opportunity fell off the truck. And I was able to capitalize on it because I prepared. We minimalize niggas' accomplishments by calling it luck.
That's where
you get what I'm saying?
I hate that. That's a clever way of trying to downplay it, you know? And we might use different words on that, like with the Kai Cenat situation yesterday. What was your thoughts on that whole?
I don't know all of it. I heard that he was giving away free stuff.
PlayStations.
Or trying to.
Yeah.
And so many people came out that the city charged him with inciting a riot or something.
Like 2 counts.
The gesture is amazing. And I think that when you get as big as he is, you got to kind of learn some of the other shit. So he should have had the infrastructure in place to handle the crowds, et cetera, et cetera. I don't know how many PlayStations he had.
He probably didn't expect that to happen.
Exactly.
That's all I'm saying.
That's why I said when you as big as he is, bro, he got a lot of ears. You know what I'm saying? Look, even on the show, right? Joe told me this before. He was like, yo, this is no lie. We was out one day. This is before I ever was on the show. I'm like, man, shut up. I'm talking to my man like how we kick it. He like, Ish, it's different now. You know what I'm saying? Now, dog, Z level. I don't say celebrity. I don't say none of that. Like niggas be like, nigga, you a celeb. I'm not no fucking
I
celebrity.
say
I
the
don't even like
same. I say the same thing.
I
I'm
don't
not
like
no
it.
fucking celebrity.
Bruh.
Thank you. I'm
But
popular. My
when you
popularity
go,
growing.
when you go to another country and niggas is begging to take a picture with you, when you go to another place and the nigga is, I come out the bathroom, a nigga standing right there, bartender like, yo, I seen you when you walked in. Yo, bro, I just wanna, you know what I'm saying? Like stuff like that, you gotta start moving a little different, right? Kai Cenat is huge. So he has to do things in a more organized way. I think it's a learning lesson for him. And I think, again, I want to take my hat off to him because the gesture matters more than what happened.
Yeah.
The gesture and him trying to give back to some kids or that shit is fly.
That's fly.
You get what I'm saying? But I just think that, you know, he might have been a little bit, he engaged it right because he didn't think that many people was
He
going.
didn't
understand his
He's
power.
a West Coast dude, and I'm not saying he ain't been to New York or don't
He's
know
from
about
here.
New York. Oh, is he?
He's from the Bronx.
All right, but
I didn't
I
know
thought
that.
he was
That
on.
was a big deal because it was his first time back.
Yeah,
Okay.
he's been in the West
He's
Coast.
back in New York.
Okay,
Yeah.
but this is my point. Okay, he's a West Coast dude.
When he left New York, he had some money? Or you don't know?
No,
He's really from here.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay,
he's
okay.
He
here.
started streaming in his crib.
When did he blow? When did he blow
blew
up?
because a mouse was on his camera in the crib. That's how crazy it is. He blew up because a mouse was in his live stream and niggas was clowning him because he had mice in his crib, but he was living in the Bronx.
Can't make this shit.
Catapulted him. Then he went to California to do the 30 days.
And took
live
off in
streaming.
Cali. Took off in Cali.
Got you. And then he came back, and then he
Yeah.
been out there, and then he been. Oh, so he's from the Bronx.
From that whole shit.
Yeah, I mean, it's it's a lot of things that go on in my mind about the Kai thing because
Such
what
as?
one, I think when he got on that Rolling Loud stage rapping, that was a big mistake. I think that y'all know I felt that way.
We spoke about it in
He
the
don't
other
need to- He
episode.
didn't need to be rapping. Once you cross over into that rapper lane, especially in 2023, you're looked at totally different. He shouldn't have did that. I said that prior to that. And like, I didn't realize how powerful his voice was, like y'all did. And it could be the powers that be don't want him to be that. Like, the easiest way to sink a nigga is put a lawsuit on a nigga.
Fast.
Or create a narrative that they a troublemaker or
there you
some
go.
negativity.
And Twitch don't pay him.
There you
He
go.
gets paid solely off the people.
He not on Twitch no more.
He on Twitch.
I thought he
Remember they had kicked him off.
He signed a deal with Rumble.
He got a show on Rumble. He got a show on Rumble with another, but he's on Twitch still.
Oh, okay.
And I remember when we was talking about Dr. Umar, I said how they don't look at him as a threat because he can't amass a certain amount of
Can't
men.
mobilize the people.
But I was like with Andrew Tate, before he passed away, Kevin Samuels, Kai Cenat.
They can mobilize the people.
He can mobilize a lot of, and he can influence young men. So if he's not in pocket, he can create a narrative to shift those men's mindset. Hey, fuck the
Or just shift the public view.
Yup.
Once you got a fan base, you got a fan base. But we'll shift the public's view about you. So now we'll limit your advertising dollars. We'll limit the corporate money. You know what I'm saying? To
or a lawsuit on your ass.
Yup.
Pay for some lawyers. The number one way that we go down is the lawyer.
taxes.
Okay? Taxes, the lawyer. Look at what they trying to, look at what all the
Lizzo.
all the controversies going on with Lizzo.
Cardi B.
Envy in the house stuff.
Yep.
Cardi B with the microphone. Like the easiest way to bring niggas down, even go
The
back
Baby.
to the baby. You go back to even Irv Gotti with Murder Inc. Dynasty.
That
went
was the
down
first time we saw that.
because of legal ramifications. So you wanna do what you gotta do, and you wanna try to stay out of harm's way. And if you got that popularity, like you saying with Kai, you're gonna have to get the right sponsorship, and you're gonna have to spend some money to secure everything.
What you about to say
There
is?
you go.
But he's young.
No, the security, again, I think he's gonna grow from this.
Yeah.
I think he's gonna grow from this. Yo, when you play a sport, nigga, when you go across the middle and you ain't really size the linebacker up, you catch that shit and he lay you out. Next time you tippy-toeing across the middle, you know what I'm saying? It's just a learning lesson for him. And again, he a young, positive dude, so I don't want to take away from that. I think that what you saying, a lot of us, when we start growing, those associations change.
Yeah.
They got to, because these niggas will start bringing you down. And that's where the lawsuits come from. Nigga, we was in fucking Maryland when Allen Iverson was running around. Remember?
Yeah,
we was
do I
in-
remember?
Like, yo,
What are you
we
talking
was down there
about?
when Allen Iverson is.
I don't talk about that.
He don't.
I don't
That's
talk
funny,
about
bro.
that stuff.
Allen
bro.
Iverson was DC's. He ain't from DC, but he was DC's golden boy.
He was their son.
You understand what I'm saying?
Before Philly. Philly love him,
Yeah,
but DC.
but he's from Virginia, my nigga. So that nigga would show up at Love with. It was DC Live, you know what I mean? Like, niggas. But anyway, look.
Blossoms,
30,
Republic
40
Garden.
deep, bro. And over a period of time, that starts to be problematic. Melo tells the story when David Stern pulled him in the office and said, yo, Melo said the nigga started naming his boys' names. Like, yo, such and such, such and such. He knew them niggas' names.
And he did this crime, and he did
He
this
said, yo,
crime.
what you want to do? You want to be in the street or you want to be a basketball player? Melo said that conversation changed his whole outlook on everything. Like, yo, he knew my niggas' names? Like, what? Huh? He knew the niggas' names. He said, yo, I know this dude.
They had private investigators
Yeah.
back then, bro.
The league always been like
Like,
that.
yo, so I think that to Cardi or Lizzo or why Jay don't ever get in none of that?
He did when he was younger.
He did, and he
did when he was younger,
Younger.
and you step back. And you
the R. Kelly
you
shit.
learning
Yeah,
from
you learn.
all of this shit, my nigga, and now you have to grow and rise above all of this. If you want to get to a certain level, you have to modify. Fam, niggas don't even read.
Yeah, niggas don't read.
Niggas won't read a fucking book. So if you're
But can niggas even read?
listen,
No, do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
Can you read?
no. Look, dog,
that's
That's
real
still
shit.
your circle. They don't read. They can't read.
if me and my niggas, right, we got to 10 million. You don't know, I don't know where to go from here. How the fuck do we move? You either gotta do one or two things. You gotta now start surrounding yourself with niggas that's at 100 million that could give you some game and some advice or some tutelage and knowledge how to get up, which we don't really be fucking with other men because we be alphas and you know what I mean? Niggas won't take advice. Or number two, you have to now start educating yourself and putting shit in your brain that you didn't know to elevate. It's mad niggas that's at a ceiling that can't get no higher because they not getting no new information in their brain. Your ego too big to accept and receive new shit.
The hardest part is changing your circle. Because you felt like you got inspiration from the circle that you was around.
Or they was with me on my climb.
And you don't,
The streets teach us that too.
It's so hard to break away because one, all right, let's say this. We make good money, right? My sister's still in the hood, right? She got 2 kids and my great nephew and all that. I don't have enough money to give them $1 million to move them out the hood. So I'm still exposed to these same motherfuckers. And you gotta be gentle with the relationships because now your family is at stake too. Although you in fucking Bel Air partying it up, my sister and my niece is still in Southside. You know what I'm saying? And the crazy thing about it is they don't wanna move nowhere. That's the crazy shit.
That's the hard shit.
They like it.
That's one of the hard.
That's what people don't understand.
That fear.
When
It's
I
fear.
first got my first bag in 2003, I paid off my school loans, which was $78,000. I had like $100,000 left, and I was trying to give my sister Rory, this is a fact, $50,000 to get out of Rochdale and get a house because I didn't want my niece being in there. My sister was like, why would I do that? I'm fucking comfortable here. Everybody knows me. I got a parking space. This is right by my job. And instead of giving me that money, if you want to help out when they need stuff and all that, we'll use that money for that instead of trying to move into a house and be stable. That's real shit.
You can't grow. You stagnated. Look, and for his experience, this is a real story in my hood, right? They knocked some projects down in my hood. And when they knocked the projects down, they gave all of the tenants statewide New Jersey Section 8. Which means you could go anywhere in New Jersey.
Holy.
One of my tenants, right? His daughter, he older. He was like 50-something. His daughter got the voucher. He moved around the corner from the projects. And said, yo, I don't want them to change schools. I don't want to take. I'm like, nigga. This is a blessing for them to change schools. You act like she going to fucking 5-star Blue Ribbon Award winning school.
She's in the hood.
Nigga, where niggas is getting popped. You understand what I'm saying? yo, we are conditioned to stay in that 4-block radius.
Yeah.
But
Niggas never got outside of that radius because they scared to death
But
of what's on the other side.
Ish, you know how the hood is. See, y'all was in Maryland, y'all was in Virginia. That's a different lifestyle. I live down south. You got to go to the Publix. You can't just go to the corner store to Winn-Dixie or whatever
No,
it is.
nigga, we was in Baltimore.
But that's even worse.
No, it ain't.
I've been trying to tell them.
We wasn't in motherfucking.
I've been trying to tell them.
Like, my family is from Virginia.
Okay.
I wasn't in Tappahannock where my family from, nigga. I was in Baltimore.
Baltimore City. That's what I be trying to
Fuck
tell
you talking
them.
about? Yo, dog, we had fly shit. The fly shit he talking about, nigga, I had a 2-bedroom deluxe. I could lay down in my walk-in and stretch out. I'm 6'2".
Mm-hmm.
Nigga, for $535
Yes,
a month.
$550.
Wall-to-wall carpet,
Yeah.
new.
Tell me about my Dutch
essential
Villa
air.
shit. Tell me about my Dutch Villa shit. You come in, the bottom shit, you go upstairs.
Upstairs,
it's
downstairs.
Hey, yo, these is regular apartments, nigga.
Nothing crazy.
That's how much the rent was.
My shit was $550.
My shit was like
You still
6.
had rampant homelessness. Nigga, we was in fly shit for $550. In Baltimore, you could get an apartment when we was there for $1 and some change
Yes,
in the
nothing.
hood.
Yes.
And you still got homeless people running around. That
Boarded.
lets you, yo, down
Boarded
south
shit.
poverty, niggas don't understand, like, when down south poverty and our poverty be different. Them niggas in Memphis and Arkansas and all
Kentucky.
of that, them niggas that be at the bottom, they at the bottom. Nigga, Newark right now is bad.
Mm-hmm.
We got $2,500 apartments in Newark. We got $4,000 apartments in Newark. $6,000 apartments in Newark. Nigga, ain't no $6,000 apartments in some of these cities. That shit is unheard of. So when we start talking about the hood, everybody think, oh, nigga, I'm from Brooklyn, nigga, I'm from Queens, nigga. Go to Cherry Hill. Go ahead down Westport, nigga. Go ahead.
They grunge.
Nigga, The Wire was, HBO does an amazing job,
I
bro.
tried to tell
They
you.
water it down.
Ish.
No.
See, Ish, I try not to date
That's
myself, but I told them niggas, I said, when The Wire was on TV, not only was I living where the dope spot was in the back of my shit, the nigga who I was down there with was Avon Barksdale, nigga.
Bro, like, niggas don't
Facts.
understand. Like, bro, every hood, every state, every country got a motherfucking ghetto. Go to East London, nigga.
Yeah.
Go ahead to East London. Like, you get what I'm saying? Like, we don't
Go to
understand.
Toronto. Niggas
Yeah,
think
like,
Toronto
it
is
ain't-
sweet. Go to Toronto and
That's
get
one of
tear
the
gas,
most violent
nigga.
places.
And get tear gas out of fucking Toronto.
Nigga.
Everybody got goons. I tell everybody, everybody got goons. Everybody got niggas that'll commit crimes for them. Everybody got cousins and family from the hood. Everybody got niggas that got a couple dollars. Everybody knows a blood nigga. Everybody knows a Crip nigga. Everybody got niggas.
Yeah.
That's fast.
All right? So niggas need to be tipping lightly and stop thinking that they the toughest
So
thing in the
respect.
fucking
Be
world.
respectful.
That's it.
That's it.
Be respectful.
And it costs nothing.
Like, dog, so to your point we was talking about before, like, bro, us as black people, niggas be scared to death of the unknown.
Yeah.
Right? I got friends that have made millions and millions and millions and millions of dollars in the street. They'll sit in a room with 40 niggas, and them 40 niggas collectively might got 200 bodies.
Yeah.
They comfortable. If you put these niggas in a room with a 5'8" white man with a tie on, these niggas be sweating bullets.
This is so backwards to me.
Right? That comfort zone in the room with the motherfucking, you know what that is. You know how to navigate that space. That room with that 5'8" white man,
You don't know how to
you don't know that space. That's uncomfortable territory for you.
So how do you get over there?
That's where you see the Jay-Z's. That's where these niggas are the anomaly because they could play in both rooms.
But what was the change? Because let's say this, Jay wasn't playing in both rooms. Is this the
Okay.
reason why Jay felt like, is this the reason why the other side convinced Jay to get away from Dame?
Possibly.
Was they because were they feeling like Dame,
That's possible.
Dame was the one that's gonna keep you here?
That's
And you
possible.
got the potential to go here.
That's possible.
Now, what about the Dame though? That got you to here, that has the potential to go there, but maybe they can't control him.
They can't control Dame.
That's it.
Does that
Dame was abrasive. Dog, from what I heard, and again, I don't even like talking some of this shit.
Yeah.
From what I heard the nigga Lior had that building shook to death. I heard if Leo called a last minute meeting, you would see niggas sprinting through the halls. Dame is not doing that. Dame is not doing that.
So he sets the example for other dudes.
So now you got the rebellious nigga that
Dame
could
ain't-
potentially
Dame-
brainwash the rest
So
of the
there you go.
niggas to not follow suit. We gotta get this nigga out of here.
Yep.
Because we know Dame ain't running.
He ain't running.
For another man that ain't gonna run for me?
Oh,
You're not running for me?
He
Nigga, I
is
called a
not
last
running.
setting meeting. Are you gonna run for me? If you're not gonna run for me, I'm not giving you the same. If it's not reciprocal, I'm not.
And guess what Dame would have did? He would have tapped Jay on the chest. Don't move.
Nigga, we've seen it 20 years ago. Dame cursing
On
Kevin Lyles
backstage.
out.
Yep.
About using his tour.
Rockefeller wasn't Rockefeller yet.
They was just
They was emerging.
No, it was happening right at
It
that
was
moment.
happening at that moment. They wasn't even Rockefeller yet, and he was cursing them out. You understand what I'm saying? Like, nigga.
I mean, and
We've seen before the breakup, Dame going to Def Jam office, cursing them niggas out around that table.
like
100 miles per hour.
like a child tongue lashing.
Cursing these niggas out around. We gotta get this nigga out of here. This
Yeah.
nigga's problematic. Gotta get this nigga out of here. He can't be putting this shit in the brain. This Nat Turner ass nigga. We gotta get him out of
That's
here.
it. And because he's gonna say, hey, this contract ain't right. Remember how when you was breaking down the contracts and people started saying, who the fuck is this Randy guy? You getting these points. They're like, whoa, he's teaching these guys how to really get their value.
I was out that label. That
Fast.
was Murder Inc. Fucking Irv Gotti gave Ty Murder, Cadillac Ty, a contract, and it said 16 100% songs. So me and Ty was in this house. We in Southside. I just graduated from college. So I went to school for this shit. So I'm like, I'm looking at this shit. I said, Ty, and Ty like, yo, man, I'm gonna write 16 songs. We lit. Cause I was supposed to be fucking managing
What's
them.
100% songs?
Watch, he gonna break this down.
I'ma
This
tell
shit
you.
is ill.
A 100% song is like, say Joe Budden's put out Pump It Up, right? If Joe wrote the whole record, he only get 50%. If he wrote the whole record lyrically,
Okay.
because the beat nigga got to get 50%.
The producer niggas got
So when they say you got to do a 100% song, that means you got to do 2 songs that you wrote 50% of the whole shit
and make
for.
one 100%.
There you go. So if they say you got to have 16 100% songs, that's 32 fucking songs.
Or songs that you had to write and produce yourself to equal one.
You're not a producer,
not
you're a
producer.
rapper.
I understand.
So
Let me ask you this. If you have a feature in there, does that take down?
it doesn't.
Okay, cool.
It's all I'm gonna tell you. It doesn't matter. So that's if you wrote the whole record,
Gotcha.
right? So they sold Ty on it because he was writing Vita's rhymes. Vita, you know what I'm saying? Everything Vita did, Ty Murder was writing it. That was my idea because Vita went to Morgan State with me, which he know, and Vita was a part of my crew. Vita, Trisha, Shanae, and Joy. Joy's a big fucking stylist right now. It's know this. So I convinced him to write Vita's rhymes and shit, which was a great idea for them. Never got no credit, never got no money on my end. And then when Ty was like, yo, I'm gonna write Vita songs, I said, but you know, if somebody writes lyrics on Vita's shit, you don't even get 50%.
You don't even get 50% no more. They busting it down.
Then you gotta get bust down. So this same 16 songs is definitely 32. Right?
Minimum.
It could be
minimum.
40.
It could
minimum.
be. It could
It's a
be 4
minimum of
albums, 3
32.
albums, 4
It
albums.
could be 48 to 55 songs, okay? With clearances and 3/4 rate and all this other type of wild stuff that he didn't know. And he went in there and had a fucking heart attack, okay?
Bruh, and that's why I did not
2
want
weeks
nothing
later-
to do with the
Music business. 2 weeks later, I was not at Murder Inc. no more. 2 weeks later, Irv Gotti made up a whole story about this shit, and niggas looked at me and this is Irv Gotti's castle and you can't be here. But that's the information. That's get this nigga out of here. Don't be telling them what they gotta do. Let them go work, take their pennies, and renegotiate if they figure it out.
So, to one of your questions that you asked in the beginning, that to me, again, I don't know much about the music business, but being on Joe Budden Podcast has been a
You're
fucking
learning.
look. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That shit be coming in.
Yeah.
Joe knows this shit. Joe got a PhD in this shit, right? He done been fucked over mad times. He done been on majors. He done been on minors. He done been independent. He done did all of that shit that you could, like even in podcasting, some of the routes that Joe has taken, nobody's ever taken. Joe don't got no ad dollars. Joe 100% independent. Niggas be dissing them for that. You get what I'm saying? So when you try all of these different angles, you learning. If I was independent, I learned the pros and the cons of independence. If I was on a major, I learned the pros and cons of being on a major.
Thank you.
If I was on a smaller label, I learned what was it, Koch and E1 and them back in the day.
Yeah.
I learned from that. So you take from all of those things and make yourself stronger, right? I think, it's my personal view, if any nigga came up in the music business and got fucked over, if you continue to extend the same fuckery to these kids, you should be punished.
So you don't think what Mace did to 5-Yo Foreign was correct then? Because Mace got robbed and they said he robbed 5-Yo Foreign with the contract, gave him like $5,000 and all shit.
So this is a true story. My lawyer is friends with a couple of the people involved. And my lawyer said that when Mace came to Gilly and Wallow show, he cleared up a whole bunch of the rumors around that because he called what's the dude he called on the phone?
I didn't see him.
You gotta watch that.
That's why I asked about
They said when he called that one nigga on the phone, it exonerated Mace of everything.
Got you.
I got you.
They said, yo, the deal that allegedly Mace got 5-Yo, he couldn't have gotten without Mace. And the nigga that he got the deal through was on the phone with them and said, yo, nah, he right. He didn't do nothing wrong. So again, rumors is rumors, facts is facts. I don't know. I don't really even be trying to get in these nigga shit because
you be spinning shit so much.
But what I'm saying is when the facts get laid out, if you got bullied when you was little and you learn martial arts now because you don't want to get bullied no more, and you take your martial arts training and you start bullying niggas, you are a piece of shit.
Yeah.
Because you know how it felt to get bullied when you was small.
Why, you know.
So the same thing applies to me, to these niggas when they start conducting business. If you got fucked in your deal and you give a nigga a similar contract to what you was mad at, you a piece of shit. And that's why we won't grow. And that's why we can't do the group economics thing, or we can't, you know what I mean, collectively come together, because niggas don't want to sit at a round table. It always want to be a nigga at the head of the table.
Always.
Well, I'm gonna say this.
What's up, Bess?
This is my last thing. I ain't gonna be one of them niggas. You already told me about something that my wife was telling me about, or using my great credit to use the business line, to get the business line of credit. You told me about buying the crib that I could rent out and set the people up and let them pay for my mortgage. And I'm looking into that. So the people that you said could set me straight, I'm looking in that direction
and
now.
I don't middleman most shit. It's very few things. And niggas be like, yo, that's dumb. And maybe they got a point, right? I don't really middleman most shit. So if I got some information, I'll give the information away for free. I'm not in competition with nobody. So you might be at a 20, I might be at a 60. Some niggas won't give you information when you at a 20. They'll give you information at a 5. But when you start getting up there, niggas stop that. They cut the faucet off because you can now jump over me. I'm at a 50. You might take that information and get to a 60 or a 70, and now you're ahead of me. I'm running my own race. I'm not in competition with nobody. I want you to be successful. So hopefully, if you think like I think, you'll bless me on the back end.
Yeah.
Is that with your peoples? Is that with anybody? Or is that with people in your circle that's privileged to get a chance to meet you one-on-one?
No,
or is that with everybody?
I'm kind of like that for the most part with everybody. Like, dog, in my DMs right now, I got 30, 40 conversations going on in my DMs where I'm showing niggas how to get their first house, or I'm showing niggas how to get out of this or get out of that. I'm supposed to be getting paid for that information.
Yes, you are. See? I get paid for mine. and me and him talking about that walking up the stairs. He said, you get paid for that? Yeah. You get paid for that? You get paid for the clothes? You get paid for that? Yes, nigga.
Like, I you know what I'm saying? Like, even Joe and them be like, nigga, yeah, all right. You get what I'm saying? Like, yeah,
Joe's gonna be like, nah, fuck
But
this.
you also got your real estate business pumping, and you also, and correct me if I'm wrong, you also get a check from being on the show. If I had a show that I was getting a check that I was satisfied with, because we making all our money, and that ain't no slight to y'all. I'm just saying, situation different. If I was on a Joe Budden show or a Gilly show and they were paying me good, and I could just do by other people and pay my shit, I would. You know what I'm
Gotcha.
saying? But this is part of my income and how I'm getting
I'm
to
not
the next
mad.
level.
You can't be mad at how nobody
and then later on, I'll be the person that'll help. Do I help people now and not get paid? Yes, I do. But it's not random niggas on my DM.
I understand.
It's niggas like yourself,
I understand.
people who I know, like the conversations with Zoe dude that's out here, that I see him grinding and he had us on the show and he looked out and he shows up to my events. Yeah, I'll talk to those dudes and give them advice and tell them what I think and what I know.
It's the best course of action.
Exactly. But everybody else, you can't just randomly call me with that. No.
Yeah.
Who taught you the real estate game?
Me.
Yeah, how'd you learn it?
Me.
He's himself.
For the most part. I mean, throughout your journeys, you know, like I got niggas that I grew up with, but we wasn't close like that when I started buying houses. But we, you know, these are my niggas, like some of my closest friends on the planet now that are way more successful than me in the field. So I'll pick up the phone. If I don't know some shit, I could get some knowledge. I call some niggas that I could get it from. But initially, it was me. I went to a seminar in maybe 01, 02, little real estate shit. And I just hit the ground. You know what I'm saying? Like I knew I didn't want to be working for I had gotten, this is the true story. You know how they be like, yo, man, I trained my boss. That really happened to me in corporate America. I trained my boss. And they fired me for no reason, my nigga. Like this 20 years later, I can see if I did some bullshit, I'd be like, they caught me doing some bullshit.
There was a reason,
I got
though.
fired, and I remember how I felt. Because I ain't do nothing wrong. I remember how I felt, and I was like, this is what they be talking about. And it happened to me, luckily, at an early age to where I wasn't, I didn't have kids. I didn't get the conditioning that these niggas are my only...
It's my only route. It's it's all I could do. It's my paycheck.
I learned early. They fucked me early, and I was like, all right, cool, I got you. I see where y'all coming from. I don't want to feel like that no more. Again, I told the HR lady on my exit interview, I said, yo, imagine if I had kids.
On the exit interview, I'd be like, take this.
No, shit.
I'm out.
Like, yo, imagine if I had kids. Because when they bring you down to HR, they gotta let you know.
They gotta let you know.
When you downstairs in HR, a nigga is upstairs packing your shit because you can't never go back to your computer.
They got security.
You never worked in corporate.
Yo, that shit is
niggas
ill.
is upstairs. You in the HR office.
Yo.
They talking to you.
And they rumbling through your shit, packing your shit up.
Yeah, my nigga.
Kicking
like,
you the fuck out at the same time.
Work.
You can't go back to your computer at all.
That's crazy.
You can't, nigga, you had a picture of your baby? Yeah, that picture in the cardboard box.
In the box.
Yeah, you had Callous Cowboy shit? It's in the box. All of your shit is gonna be in a box. But I'm talking to the lady and I'm like, yo, I didn't even do nothing. But imagine if I had kids, I see how people go postal. They giving y'all they all. Niggas is coming in early, leaving late. They feel like, because that's what they sell you on in corporate. They sell you on, yo, we a team. You
bullshit.
It's good for the team. You get what I'm saying?
But
and these niggas are dumping you on your fucking head.
But the reason why that dude did that to you, he identified and he knew you was a threat to his success. If you're the one that's training him and he leapfrogs you, that's only because he did some
it was a lady.
I'm about to say, it's not him, it's the company that's setting him up.
It's his higher-ups that are doing that. It was a lady, but
that's
it was her
corporate America.
higher-ups.
Yes, he comes in, and they're gonna have him.
The guy that you train.
He a pawn too.
I agree with that.
Yeah, like, yo, dog, and you can't even be mad at them, because if I was on that and the nigga hired me and they like, oh yeah, this the team, and then they fire you, I didn't have nothing to do with that.
But we know, if we understand this, this is the one thing that music business teaches you, okay? It teaches you everything, because it's corporate, it's hood, it's ghetto, it's this, it's that. They will replace you in the building, okay? The record labels are corporate. Don't get it fucked up because you see a couple of niggas who work marketing and promo and do radio.
Be having changed.
Yeah, and they be having a couple of the rest of the motherfuckers, they in the building, they're corporate, and they get fired the same exact way. Like it's saying, they bring people in. Dude be like, nah, I'm not rocking with Ish. Why? Because my son need that job. Or my cousin need that job.
Favoritism,
so we gonna
nepotism.
have him. It's corporate America. See, for black people, we call it favoritism.
But it is.
No, hold on.
It's a part
of it.
This is corporate America. All right, it's not about what it is. That's a part of it. You have all of these things wrapped up into it, but that's corporate America. That's what you're facing. People have this idea about corporate America that when you get a job, you do a good job and you're gonna stay there and you're gonna do this. But no, the same way they wanna get you out in the record label, the same way that they wanna hire their cousin, the same way that the girls is looking at you and he wanted to smash, and then the girl might like you when you going to lunch, whatever it is, I gotta get you out of here. There is no super duper standard that everybody's looking for.
But that's what I was about to say with the human factor. These people, like you said, a girl might have liked Ish. Gotta get him out of here. It's that human emotion. Even though it's a corporate structure.
Everything ain't emotional.
No. What I'm saying is, listen,
Dog, I
I'm
know a
telling
girl that was a nurse in the hospital.
Yeah.
They gave her a promotion. She was doing a bunch of shit in the hospital. They made her an executive, right? So when you get to management,
you start all over with seniority.
Or you don't necessarily have union representation and all that shit. My nigga, right before she became fully vested, they fired her. She was on the job 19 and a half years. I think they got fully vested at 20. They fired her.
And
for nothing, my nigga.
No, for bottom line, we can't pay her more.
Bro, like, so when we looking at it from and I'm a big moral guy, right? So a lot of times, like, even Joe will be like, yo, that morality shit you be talking, like, you know what I'm saying? Dog, when I come from, like, the moral thing, that's my thing. Bro, a lot of these people never got to look in your face.
Never.
So they can make a decision to ask you, and they not even going to feel it.
Let me tell you.
They don't even know what you look like. You are a number.
It's also,
Stock price
their budgets. I had a job one time, and they had brought me in the office. They brought 5 of us in there. It's like, yo, we're going to put you as part of this team to review people's behavior. And then you have to decide if they're going to get terminated or not. It was 5 people up. We gave them all 5 their jobs. They pulled us back in and said, that's not how that goes. One of them has to go. I said, no. I said, I don't have a problem with that. But you have me in these people's faces. If you're going to have me axe a nigga's job, you going to pay me this.
What's the movie, yo, with George Clooney?
Yeah.
Which one?
Up in the air.
Up in the air.
Yeah.
Up in the air.
I was doing that. I did that
Up in
last
the
year.
air. It was
You
him
was fine,
and,
niggas?
Bruh.
Did you get paid extra?
Give me 5 names. I need 5 names.
5 names.
Listen.
It's always 5.
Listen.
It's always 5.
I'm gonna close
it out, S.
I'm gonna close out with this. If y'all paid attention, it said a whole lot of stuff.
Dopeness.
But if y'all paid attention to the one thing that he said that he did in 2002, when Ghost asked him how did he get into real estate, he researched it. He went to a seminar and he learned it before he stepped into the business. A lot of y'all just take the time and say, this is what I want to do, and think you're just going to step into the business and learn along the way. I always say proper preparation prevents poor performance. BagFuel.
Yo, what do you think is the next step for Lizzo?
Yo, I gotta go.
I'm just saying.
That ain't my bag.
Yo, like, I'm not,
She do the music that she does.
I'm going to get the dude. Yo,